had meetings this morning, reviewed the Oregon State film with the players, and now we're, prepping for USC. So excited about the week, excited to get a win and get a little momentum, hopefully. But we've got to work hard all week, have a great week of preparation and focus, and we're going to have to play, a darn near perfect game on Saturday night, and so we'll work towards that.
Coach, can you talk about how frustrating this season has been for you personally because of the high expectations?
Well, our expectations have been high. I don't worry about outside expectations. I worry about our expectations, and they've been high. And so there has been disappointment, but I can also tell you that there's been encouragement, and that's in the way these young men have continued to fight. They've been in every game. They've never given up. They've never even taken a breath. And I just think at this age, they're young kids still, or they're young men growing into adults. And there's so many lessons to be learned when you go through a frustrating, difficult, challenging season. And so, while we're focusing on trying to get on track and winning, we're not going to lament the fact that we're not losing and miss these opportunities to teach these young men, some of the realisms of what's going to face them the rest of their life.
How much do you believe in momentum following a game like that against Oregon State?
Well, I think it helps. But I think every game is its own entity. I think certainly what it does is it gives you, a little bit more of a positive vibe, and you have to go out and you have to back it up, and if you back it up, then momentum's a good thing. Mm-hmm. But you can lose it fast and you can gain it fast. You can gain it in a game, you can gain it in a season, you can lose it in a game, you can lose it in a season.
And how about the momentum USC has been riding with Sam Darnold as quarterback? What have you thought about what he's done for them?
I think he's done a great job. I think he's a competitive young man. He's played well. I think that the way they run the ball really helps him. And, they're just doing a lot of good things over there.
How much is other things besides Darnold's gotten a lot of credit, but it seems like the whole team has kind of turned it around at SC. What other factors do you see in their turnaround?
Well, I haven't evaluated their turnaround. I mean, my focus is always on our football team, other than this week, and we just started looking at them yesterday and today. And really, you look at schemes and you look at personnel. I don't know. I'm not in their team meetings, their staff meetings. I don't know what their psyche is. We just simply evaluate the way they play and what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish, and they're doing a really nice job of that.
Coach, as far as your squad is concerned, what has kept their spirits up? What's been that light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak?
Well, they're resilient. There's a good culture here. And Jim, you played, and you know that there's going to be ups and downs, like I said last week, and twists and turns in competitive athletics. It's the way it is. It's just that's life in competitive sports, and they're resilient. They're competitive. They've overcome a lot in their life to get where they are. They understand there's a lot they're going to overcome to have to get where they want to be, and they're just incredibly focused young men who believe in what we're doing.
When you went back and looked at the tape of the running backs, did anybody stand out as far as having a breakthrough?
I thought all five of them played really well, given they basically all had about the same amount of reps. Some had more touches than others, depending upon play calls or, what the defense was giving us. But I thought that they all played well. I was excited about that.
How much more jacked up do your players get for USC, a big rivalry game like this?
Well, I like to think that they play with a level of consistency all year, but it would be wrong to not acknowledge that it is a rivalry and that they have long-term relationships with a lot of the players on USC's team. They played together. They played against each other, a lot of them since they were little kids. And so there's a special thing, a special feeling there. And then also the fact that, our schools sit so close together. They've gotten us 9 in a row. We got them 3 in a row, then they got us last year. So there's been some back and forth lately. And, we're going to go out and fight as hard as we can and try to get back on top.
You exchanged texts with Clay Helton at all before this game? Talk to him at all?
No, I don't know Clay on a personal basis as well as I knew the other, the previous two coaches. I have a lot of respect for Clay. I think he's a really good man and a fine coach, but I don't have the personal relationship with him that I had with those other guys.
Coach, what has been some of the things that have helped Jordan Lasley step up, develop, and mature this year?
He's maturing, he's growing up. He's getting older. He's taking to coaching. It's sinking in. I think everyone develops at a different pace. He did some really good things the other night, but then, if we looked at it critically, it wasn't one of his best games. You know, he just made plays. And what I'm so impressed with Jordan is the way that he has understood that. You know, he could have very easily come out of that game and said, boy, I played great, I made a lot of plays, but instead he was very self-critical of himself. And I think that's going to help him get better. But he's growing up, he's maturing, he's practicing harder, he's taking to coaching. He just has a more mature feeling about him, and that's what you look for. It just happens at different times for different guys, and it's great that it's happening for him right now.
Is there a possibility Kenny or Chris, I mean, they've been playing on special teams, that they might actually get in a rotation
Chris?
at linebacker? Barnes?
No.
Okay.
We like those three guys that we've got playing right now. We're really four because Cam Judge has been playing, and so is Isako, so I guess five. You know, I think you'd be hard pressed to find a lot of linebacking groups that are playing better than those three playing together. I'm talking about Josh and Kenny and Jayon. I mean, those guys are really doing a nice job. It's one of the reasons we're playing so well against the run on defense right now and against the pass.
Scott White said that Cam Griffin had moved back to linebacker. Does that have any kind of implications for emphasizing the fullback, or?
He's playing both ways.
Both ways,
Yeah, he's
okay.
playing both ways. As a matter of fact, you know, he's not going to play at linebacker right now. He's not in the rotation, but he's doing a really nice job on special teams, and he's in some of our offensive packages. But you know, he wasn't getting a lot of work the last couple of weeks, and so he asked if he could move to linebacker. He's been on the service team, given a look. He's been doing the linebacker drills, just kind of reacquainting with some of those techniques. But the thing that he's done that's really helped us is just his performance on the service team, you know, going against our offense. So just hats off to a guy like that just, you know, he says, I wasn't really playing, what can I do to help the team? And I love that attitude in our young men.
Did Nate come out of that game all right?
Nate,
Yes.
that's to be determined, you know. He twisted his knee. You saw him walk off the field a little gingerly, not bad. He walked off unassisted, and I think, you know, he'll be day to day. I know that he is going to do everything humanly possible with our medical staff and our athletic trainers to get back and be ready to go Saturday. It's important for him.
Colton, is there any chance he plays this week?
Yeah, I think it's probably doubtful. You know, he is weight bearing now. He is walking. He's moving around. He's off the, you know, the scooter, off the crutches. But you know, that's one of the reasons why I hate to put a time frame on any injury. I think everybody heals differently, and you know, he's just probably not quite ready yet, and so he probably won't play. I think it would be surprising if he did.
You mentioned Jordan Lasley not having a great game, but also making plays. How do you draw that distinction between making plays but not playing well?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's he did things. You know, what I thought is that he ignited us early. You know, I thought he did. I thought he made, and Mike made some nice throws, but Jordan, you know, a couple of catches, and then, you know, running the punt into the end zone for a touchdown. So I'm not saying that he played poorly. Just as the game went on, you know, he was less consistent than he'd like or we'd like. And, you know, as Tracy asked, you know, and I said he is maturing. And one of the great things about Jordan was, you know, I sat in the wide receiver meeting this morning, and he had, I believe, 2 pages of notes on, you know, critiques of his play in that game. And when a guy can come off of a game where the outside world says, boy, you played great because you made all these plays, but he can be his own worst critic and say, well, I really could have done this better or this better. If I'd have paid more attention or been more exact right here, then I could have made even more of a difference. Then I think that's an indicator of a young man who's getting it and maturing, and is figuring things out.
How big of a building block was that for Theo? I mean, I think he got 5 or 6 catches.
He had 5 catches. He played extensively. He took a couple hits. I think that he, you know, catches the ball consistently. I think he realizes that, you know, at this level with the speed of the game, he's got to put his foot in the ground and get vertical a little bit quicker. But it's a great learning experience. You know, I think your best learning tool is playing competitively in a game. That's when you make your most progress. And we've been very impressed with Theo, just like we have been with a lot of the other young guys. And to get him in there an extended amount of time is just going to help him develop.
Is the 2 wins away from being bowl eligible something in the back of your mind? You think about that at all?
Yeah, we do. I mean, you know, like I said last week, it was 3, and unless we got that one, it was probably over. And we know it's 2 this week, but we have to get this one. So yeah, it's in your mind, but your focus is on the team that you're preparing to play, and this week it's, it's USC.
You went back to Flintoff in the fourth quarter. What was the reason for that?
Because Austin had a bruised knee and couldn't plant, whatever you do as a punter, he couldn't support his left leg when he was kicking through, so we went to Stefan for that. He was injured.
Is he-
It wasn't performance-based, although I'm still working hard to get him over that psychological hump. It's a lot for him right now. He's a young guy, and he's a long ways from home, and it's a lot for him. But he had an injury, so, and it was great to see Stefan go in there and make two really good kicks. He kicked one down inside the 10, and then he put that one 53 yards on the boundary. And against a guy like Adoree Jackson, you've got to be careful. You don't just kick the ball, short, low, and right down the middle. You're going to pay for it, as we found out last year.
Austin, going forward, his status is with that injury?
I don't know yet. I can't tell you until we get on the field tomorrow and see how he is. I don't know that I'd call it an injury more than just a bruise or his knee swelled up, and he came to me during the game with the trainers and just, he was just very honest about it. He showed me, he said, I don't think I can generate the velocity that I need to. And you noticed a couple times it looked like he wasn't really swinging through. He was just kind of trying to hit it. So hopefully he's ready to go. We want him to gain confidence.
Was Josh at the game?
Yes, he was on the sidelines.
Okay.
He was on the sidelines. He had the headphones on. He was very involved, very active, and he will be again. He will be going forward. It was good to have him there.
Is Vanderdoes 100%? He had an ankle a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, he actually made the comment to me last Wednesday or Thursday, one of those days, that it's the best he's felt all year physically. Yeah, he felt really good. He's been doing very, very well. He's a good player.
Coach, do you think you may have to temper your team's enthusiasm at the beginning of the week because of not only this game, but of the postseason play that can come along with it?
No, I think these guys are very level-headed. We had a good meeting this morning. They're always excited to practice. That's one of the great things about this team and these guys is they come out every single day with a real consistency of enthusiasm. They want to get better. They're able to put what happened the week before behind them and move on to the next opportunity, the next challenge, whether we're coming off a win or a loss. And it's been that way around here for a while. We just hit a tough spot there. We hit a tough spot for 4 weeks where we were in games and we couldn't find a way to get them won. We were right there, but through it all, they all hung together and they kept believing and they kept working hard. And there was no attitude problems. Guys weren't late. So, symptoms of a team that is quitting or imploding are, guys showing up late or, having to push guys to work hard or, cliques forming or you start to hear chatter, and none of that has happened around here. And it's really, truly just a credit to the young men on our team that are the leaders.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.